Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is really exciting because I'm going to be doing a look using the Tammi X Revolution collab, which is the Tropical Paradise palette, and it's kind of like my look was kind of low-key like inspired by the palette. Like I did the look and then I realised that just be looking at the packaging for the palette or whatever. So as always, before I start, a quick shout out to those of you stopping on my channel for the first time. I hope you like what you see, and if you do, don't forget to like, comment and hit the subscribe button down below. Taking the shade Tropical as our first transition colour. Now I'm taking Coraline and placing that below Tropical. So now I'm going back in with Tropical to blend out the two colours. For my crease, I'm taking the colour Waterfall. I know it looks really messy, but because we're going to be cutting our crease, I'm really just trying to pack on the colours. So I'm going back in with Coraline to blend out the blue. And now going back in with the orange. And I know it looks so messy, but it's going to come together once we cut our crease. You just want to keep building up the colours and blend in until you're satisfied. Now I'm just winging this out a little bit because of the shape I want to cut my crease with, and I know it looks so messy, but we're just going to keep blending all the colours together. So I'm going to be cutting my crease with the Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C12. I like using this to cut my crease because it's a really matte concealer and it dries down. You don't even have to set it when you do a cut crease, and it's good because sometimes if you use like quite a wet concealer you have an issue with smudging, so this is a really good concealer for using to cut your crease. So I'm just going to do that off camera because I know if I do it on camera it will turn out absolutely pants, so I'll be back in a second. So I've done my best attempt at cutting my crease, and this is what we've got, and as you can see I kind of winged it out there, which is why I was trying to build up the colour towards the tail of my brow. So it's not totally identical, but you know, we tried or whatever. So I'm going to be taking this lovely shade here, and this is called Nutmeg, and this is going to be my lid colour. I'm going to work it in with this fluffy brush to start off with, and then I'm going to take like a flat eyeshadow brush just so that it can be as neat as possible when I get towards the edge of my cut crease. As you can see, when I open my eyes it does look a little bit weird, but I'm gonna like close this off and sort that out by putting on some eyeliner. So I've done my eyeliner off camera and it turned out okay. They're both different as my eyeliner always turns out, but you know, some comes together when we put the lashes on. So the next thing I want to do is highlight my brow bone. So I'm taking this shade here, which is called Pina Colada, a really lovely name by the way, and I'm going to use this to highlight my brow bone. Ooh. Honey, do you see that? It's looking like a whole sunset. And of course my camera goes out of focus, but no, that looks amazing if I do say so myself. So I'm going to go ahead and put my lashes on off camera and you'll see that the whole look will really come together. So I'll be back in a second. So So I've popped on my lashes off camera and the look is really coming together. So I'm going to go ahead and beat my face off camera and I'll be back to sort out below my waterline and my tear duct. So I've beat my face off camera and I'm back to sort out the under eye. As you can see, I've left some powder on my nose and below my eye just to bake while I sort all of this out. So I'm going back into the palette and I'm taking Coraline and I'm going to start smoking this like below my waterline. I'm going to start smoking this like below my waterline. Taking a large flat eyeshadow brush and the colour Waterfall, I'm going to press this like directly below my waterline. This shit motherfucking hard, bro. To highlight my inner corner, I'm going to be taking this shade right here, and that shade is called Exotic. On top of that, I'm going to take this shade right here, Pina Colada, which I used to highlight my brow bone, and I'm just going to pop it on top to kind of just make it pop and really brighten it up. So this is the look done. Obviously you can't see the full extent of it until I wipe this away, so I'm going to wipe this away off camera, highlight, sort out my lips and come back to show you the final look and give you my thoughts on the palette. So this is the finished look, guys. As you can see, I went ahead and dusted off that excess powder that I left under my eyes to bake, and I think the under eye turned out okay. I feel like I personally could have blended the pink and the blue together, but it's alright, it's okay. And I went ahead and popped a kind of cream blush liner in my waterline, and I think it really just brought the whole look together. So now I'm going to go ahead and discuss the actual palette. So this is what the outer packaging of the palette looks like, and it's absolutely stunning. So on the front it says Tammi X Revolution and the name of the palette, which is Tropical Paradise. So it's a tropical paradise, and of course the palette is a paradise kind of sunset vibe, which is really cute. Love the colours. And on the back of the palette it says again Revolution Tropical Paradise. It has what the palette looks like on the inside, obviously not true to colour. And then it says With Love at Makeup by Tammi, which I think is really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it out. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. I know you guys can't see it too well because my ring light is reflecting on it, but that is because it's like this kind of like rose gold mirrored lid, which I think is really stunning. It makes it look really high end and expensive, even though it's just a simple £10 drugstore palette. So like I said, this kind of rose gold mirroring on the front with black writing, Tammi X Revolution Tropical Paradise palette, and basically the same thing on the back but in black. Opening up the palette, as you can see, we've got a mirror at the top, which I just believe having an eyeshadow palette and a mirror together is so essential. Like, just how else am I going to see myself, you know? So this is what the palette itself looks like. You get 23 colours, which 23 colours for £10 is absolutely amazing. And I love the bottom row. I just think it's like really nice. It's just like 3 transition shades, which I think is really clever. Obviously this one isn't exactly something that women of colour can use, but it's still a really nice colour. And these two are just perfect for women of colour, perfect transition shades. You know, often we go into a drugstore and it's hard to find a palette, you know, where the colours are going to show up on your skin, which is why I love this palette. I don't know if any of you watched Tammi's kind of like intro to the palette. She was kind of talking about how as a woman of colour she made a palette for women of colour. She made a palette that like each and every colour will show up on women of colour. Obviously as a black person, you know that it's very hard finding makeup. You go into a drugstore, especially where things are obviously like on the cheaper side, it's hard to find a palette in which you can literally use every colour. More time there are loads of creams and whites and, you know, greys that aren't even going to show up on our skin. So having a palette like this for £10 that's super pigmented, affordable, all of that is just amazing. So obviously shout out to Tammi for the palette, love it. So like I said, this wasn't going to be a full on review. I'm like really late reviewing this palette, so I'm sure there's like a million reviews floating out there, but I just wanted to come on and, you know, show you guys this look, talk very briefly about the palette. But yeah, overall review of the palette, love it. It's super pigmented. I love the range of colours. There's a range of mattes and shimmers, which I think is just again essential in a palette. Like, I really despise palettes that only have shimmers. Like, what am I going to put in my transition? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to sweep no. No. So this palette is just stunning, a lovely range of colours. You've got some nice neutral colours and kind of like evening colours like the waterfall, which I used in my crease. So yeah, it's a really gorgeous palette, and it's only £10 and it's available in Superdrug and Tam Beauty online. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and this really small review. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and hit the subscribe button down below, and hopefully I'll see you in a later video. Bye.